How many of you all would like to make a shift, make a change in your life, and take some things in your life to that next level, to that next dimension? Can I see a show of hands? Oh, yeah. How many of you all in this room, because this is what I do for a living. I help people do what they love and get paid for it. Nice. Period. Are you with me? Say, oh yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what tonight's about. Tonight is about helping you do what you love and get paid for it, period. I believe that if we could help more people do what they love and get paid, I believe that crime would go down. I believe that relationships would be better. I believe that our communities would be stronger. Do you agree with that? Say, oh yeah. Oh, yeah. The reality is that most of us every day, you can't be, oh, I'm a little bit good at 32 things and not a master of anything. You got to pick something to master. What's the one thing you're willing to master? See, we live in an age right now, we live in an entitlement society, and we live in a generation where everybody wants to kind of do this for a little bit and if it doesn't monetize fast enough, they jump to something else, right? I'm going to try this for a few months, and if I don't make my money back, I'm going to jump over to this organization. If that ain't doing it fast enough, I'm going to jump over to that. And guess what? And you haven't learned how to be like a stamp and stick to one thing until it delivers. The people you admire and respect are folks that stuck to something, whether it was making money or not, because they loved it. Does that make sense? I stuck with speaking when I wasn't getting paid to speak. I stuck with speaking when I was making chicken dinners and fish dinners, and that was my pay. Oh, we don't have anything to pay you. Oh, okay. I just wanted to be in front of an audience. Zig taught me this when I was 16 years old. He said, Delatorro, always outperform your paycheck. He said, if you're willing to do more than you're paid to do, the day will come when you're paid more for what you do. Isn't that cool? So I always over-delivered. That's a part of my brand. We come and we over-deliver. Does that make sense? In your business, in your industry, do you have a brand of over-delivering to your client? If I were to come in this room and say, hey, every one of you all, I'm going to change your income $30,000 tomorrow, you would be like, woo, right? That's a change that you like. But if I say it's going down $30,000 tomorrow, you say, oh my gosh, I hate change. No, that's called an obstacle. See, the change we don't like, we call it an obstacle. The change we do like, we call it an opportunity. So we got to get clear about what element is it that we're dealing with as it pertains to this whole notion of change. So you got to learn how to change your attitude about change. And I believe it's significant. If we're going to shift and take it to that next level, you got to be willing to shift who you are. Because you, as you are now, can't be the same person that goes into this next level of your dream. You got to be willing to shift a little bit. Does that make sense? Say, oh yeah. You kind of got to let go of what doesn't work and grab a hold of what does work. Okay? Here's what I mean by that. You got to be willing to get off the nail. There was a lady, she was jogging one morning, and off at the distance, she sees an old man rocking in a rocking chair and an old howling dog laying down right next to the man. So the dog is barking. She's jogging. She gets up on the house. She goes past the house. She said, I can't take it anymore. I got to find out why this dog is making all this noise. So she runs up to the man. She says, sir, excuse me, hold on. Why is your dog making all this noise? And so he stops rocking in his rocking chair. He says, well, ma'am, that's easy. He's laying down on a nail. She said, wow, ouch. I mean, are you kidding? Why didn't the dumb dog just get up and go lay somewhere else? He totally stopped rocking in his rocking chair at that point, took the straw out of his mouth and said, well, ma'am, it's obvious it must not hurt him bad enough. Before you laugh too hard, many of us in this room are just like that old howling dog. We're laying down on something that's poking us. And it hurts us bad enough to complain about it, but it doesn't hurt us bad enough to get up and change about it. Uh-oh, come on somebody. Negative, toxic relationships, profound, watch this. Negative relationships, relationships that don't belong in our future, hurt us bad enough to pick up our phone and call somebody else and complain about it, but it doesn't hurt you bad enough to hit delete in that contact. Large amounts of unnecessary debt hurts us bad enough to complain about it, but not to cut up the credit card. You either change or you'll be changed by change. Does that make sense?